Hello, welcome to MOOC course on studies in theatre. Today I am going to discuss with you in detail something about Natyashastra. In previous lectures, when we were starting our discussion on theatre, we did touch upon Natyashastra and some of its aspects. But since it is such an important knowledge text of our country and this part of the world, therefore it is important for all of us to find out other aspects of this text. These aspects will help you in not only enhancing your knowledge about Natyashastra, but these aspects will also help you in creating your choices for future researches in this area of studies. So for those who are into the theatre research and scholarship of theatre, this text holds an immense value in addition to all other theatre enthusiasts, because this text offers the foundational introduction into the performance culture of this part of the world that we live in. So, we will look at various aspects, what is its structure, what is its purpose, and what are its highlights, and how it has impacted the performance culture in this part of the world. So, definition is that it is an ancient Indian theatre attributed to the sage Bharat Muni. So, Bharat Muni is a rishi, a sage who wrote this text. In the ancient times, many knowledge texts have been written by people who we refer to as rishi. So, rishi is not only a person who lives a very austere life, but also a knowledge seeker throughout his life, and also shares and imparts knowledge to people in society. They have written many knowledge texts of Indian classical age, on which the present day societies and cultures across this subcontinent and beyond this subcontinent are having a lot of information and connections. This text encompasses a wide range of topics, including dramatic theory, performance technique, music, and drama, dance as well. What is its significance in Indian theatre and culture? It is considered as one of the most important texts in our culture, and especially in performing arts. It dates back to probably 2nd century BCE, and it is not only a foundational text but also a treatise for the new changes that have come across, that are visible, the evolving things that are visible in the performance culture. It has always influenced the performance culture in India, and it is also continuing to do the same as well. Then, when we look at its authorship and its origin, there are a couple of things that we must attend to. Who is Bharat Muni? So he is a legend now, and it's the one of the earliest and the most comprehensive treatises that is attributed to him is Natyashastra, and it is for this reason that he is a known name in the whole world. The details about his personal life, his biography, are very little. They are not available much. They are either shrouded in myth or legend, but he is revered as the father of Indian theatre, dance, and music theory. Some of information that is available about his life and background can be discussed, like he lived in 2nd century, and he's believed to have been born in this region, that is India, and we call it India now, but it was not called India at that time. His authorship of Natyashastra is so much celebrated that it is only this particular text is enough to give him the status of one of the legendary authors of the ancient world knowledge system. This work provides a guide to various aspects of performing arts. So it's natya, nritya, and sangeet, that is music. All three aspects are covered in this Natyashastra. Interesting thing about the title of this book is Natyashastra, and India, in India, even natya or theater is considered a science. So it is a shastra. It is not pitted against sciences because all knowledge are considered scientific inquiries, even if they have their rooting in humanities. So this is a significant shift from the Western system of education, Western system of creating disciplines in the knowledge texts, where science and humanities seem to be pitted against each other or are slightly exclusive to each other in in their content. And Bharat Muni's contribution to performing arts, therefore, should be considered phenomenal, because this book, which talks about the stagecraft, dramatic theory, aesthetics, characterization, gesture, language, and emotional effects of performance, is continuing to influence people across the world when they want to perform something or they want to take theater as a serious profession. The theoretical framework of this book is rooted in Indian philosophical and aesthetic traditions, because he explores concepts such as rasa, that is emotional or aesthetics, bhav, that is emotional states, and dharmi, that is stylized conventions, and the form, the theoretical framework of Indian classical arts. So, all these things form the framework of Indian classical arts, and you can see them visible in various performances across this subcontinent. So this is about Natyashastra's origin and in totality, what does it look like? Now, the other aspects like purpose of Natyashastra, like why it may have been written. So I have also pointed out this aspect earlier, that isn't it very it's a very pleasant kind of a juncture to understand that when there is a need to write such a treatise, it means that there was a lot of theater that existed, because of which it became compelling, it became inspiring for Bharat Muni to try and write some kind of treatise so that people could benefit from it. Theater lovers of that time could benefit from it and also theorize all that he had seen and experienced. So, this book aims to codify and systematize the principles of dramatic art, providing guidelines for performers, playwrights, and directors. It also aims to create a framework for the creation and performance of theatrical arts, emphasizing the importance of aesthetics, emotions, and storytelling. So, these are its major objectives. And what is its role in shaping the Indian theatre and performance arts? Because it exerted a profound influence on the development of Indian theatre. While it is serving as a foundational text, it is also a text that comes in handy for the contemporary performance culture as well. And its concepts are continuing to influence music, drama, and the diverse performance culture of our subcontinent all the time. So, looking at the structure of Natya Shastra is very significant, because it gives us a very impressive example of the arrangement of different ideas categorized in 36 chapters. These chapters are on various aspects of performance tradition, performance culture, and performing art. The impressive thing about this arrangement and the structure of Natya Shastra is that, like a modern book, everything is very systematically arranged, and it is so easy for any reader to continue reading the book as a very logically arranged, systematically presented, and expressed with clarity. The issues and the concepts which are discussed are of such a fine nature that one must understand that Bharat Muni must have experienced the art of performance in a very, very personal manner, and he must have had the exposure of this art to a great extent. This also is a representation of the fact that people in that time, which is very, very long back, it is ancient Indian culture. In that time, it was very natural, it was very organically possible for people to talk about performance as part of their life, as part of their existence, and as an important vocation. So, this structuring, this whole formatting of the content in this fashion, the structure, this is visible because in the slides that I have presented here and the discussion that I am taking forward. This gives us the idea of how different kinds of knowledge texts must have been written in that time, because we never know. So many knowledge texts may not have survived. They may have perished because of the apathy of people who were supposed to take care of them, or maybe on purpose they were destroyed because of different kinds of belief systems. So the reasons could be any, because there is such a long time gap from then to now, that it needs a lot of researching and finding its history, that then only we will be able to tell that to what extent we have lost. So sad thing about our discussion in Indian knowledge texts is this, that we try to justify our arguments about Indian knowledge system on the basis of researches, or let us say on the basis which is not very profound. I as a teacher, I as a scholar, I as a theatre lover feel that we should begin researching Indian knowledge texts in a more serious manner. Western texts have been researched a lot, and it is for this reason that a lot of factual information and perspectives about Western knowledge texts are available. We somehow are found wanting to offer that kind of validity or connected knowledge, or coordinated discussion about our knowledge texts. So there is a lot of need to dive deep into in our knowledge systems of the ancient culture, because this will not only make us feel better, but it will also be a very significant uh, revival of things that we have lost. And it will also create maybe clarity for future, let us say, in what direction we can take up our academics and our future researches into various fields of inquiry. So I took this digression to assert this point because it is very important to assert. Now, coming back to Natyashastra, it is structured very comprehensively. I've already underlined that. And there are 36 chapters. Each chapter addresses different facets of dramatic theory, practice, and aesthetics. Divisions and chapters in Natyashastra are organized according to four main sections. Sutra, which means general principles. Geetika means lyrical poetry. Vadya means instrumental music, and Natak means dramatic performance. So the premise for my course of studies right now is to only discuss about theatre. But I'm sure if some other teacher or some other academic event takes up the discussion of Geetika and Vadya in Natyashastra in detail, then that will also lead to a very enriching discussion, very enriching experience for people like you and me. So please understand that what we are discussing right now is a signification of Natya Shastra through only one perspective, that is Natak, Natya. Although these aspects are correlated with music and dance, and music, dance, singing, everything is correlated. Because in classical performance tradition of India, these are not mutually exclusive to each other. So, what is rasa? It's art of recitation, art of acting, and art and music. So, rasa as a bhav, as an embodiment of our involvement in a particular emotion and its expression becomes or gets jargonized as rasa theory in Natya Shastra. The different sections that I have just now mentioned, other than the general principles, Geetika and Vadya and Natak, each section delves into specific aspects of the performing arts, offering very detailed insights into the creative process. Technical aspects are also discussed, philosophical underpinnings of Indian theatre and music. So all these aspects are discussed in all the four sections that are there. Now, we will look at a small summary of each chapter. We will try to introduce ourselves with the chapters just to have the range of topics that are available in the discussion of Natya Shastra. So, the first is origin of drama, introduces Natya as the fifth Ved created by Brahma for entertainment and education. So, the first chapter discusses how drama originated, and it is one of the Vedas and should be considered as fifth Ved according to Bharat Muni, because it is written for not only entertainment but also education. So look at the perspective of Bharat Muni. He is seeking to underline that a Natya Shastra is a text of knowledge, and that is why he attributes it to Brahma. Now, irrespective of the fact that a person is a believer or non-believer in any religion, the message in this action is, or message in this nomenclature is, that it's the Almighty that has given powers to us to create this knowledge, and therefore this knowledge text has been created. Then the second thing is the deities of drama. In this chapter, there is a discussion of the divine origin of drama and its association with Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. The three God, the three powers, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. That is the one who gives birth, the one who runs the world, and the one who destroys. All these three powers are represented in the birth of drama. The divine birth of drama is because of the collaboration between all the divine powers and principles of faith that existed in that time. Then, contribution of drama explores. This chapter explores the essential elements of drama, including character, emotion, and aesthetics. So now you can see that gradually there is a build up towards discussion of origin to how it was originated, who created it, and what is its constitution. So the third chapter presents you the elements of drama, where plot, character, emotion, and aesthetics are discussed. The four limbs of drama means the four components of creating a successful drama are Angika, Vachika, Aharya, and Satvika. These are the four limbs, the four components which are very crucial for creating successful drama. So now these are the principles that Bharat Muni is postulating for people to understand what is drama in that time. But we should also understand that maybe it was not only Bharat Muni for the first time who is using these words in the context of performance, but in that time these words were prevalent, and therefore Bharat Muni is creating a documentation and theorization of these terms in a very, very methodical order. Then, describing the good and the bad. So, this chapter discusses that what should be the qualities of a good character or the good that you are trying to represent in your play, and the bad character or the bad that you are trying to represent in your play. So, what is a good performer? What is a bad performer? How a performer can be effective and how a performer can be ineffective. So, see, the approach in Bharat Muni's Natyashastra is towards performance as a process, as an act of doing, rather than looking at the drama text as an end product. So it is a process oriented approach which is visible in this particular text. Then the next chapter, number 6, is a staging of drama, which provides instructions on the theatre construction, stage design, and actor placement, which we also refer to as blocking. So this is a chapter that goes beyond the preparation of actor. This involves how a stage should be, how the whole construction should be. Then costumes and makeup. This is the next chapter, explores the significance of how costume should be, jewelry and makeup in the portrayal of a particular character. The gesture language, that is, how should we emote with the help of our expressions. So this chapter describes the importance of mudras, that is, hand gestures in conveying emotions and ideas. There are a lot of hand gestures in our performance cultures across Indian subcontinent. Very basic kind of things, with just your two hands and your face, you can create everything of the world. You can emote everything. For example, if you want to create that there is a thief in my room. So if I'm saying that there is a thief in my room, how will I say it with the help of mudras? I will say, got it? So this is simple, delicate movements of our hands which create mudras. Then suppose if you have a lovely bird in your hands, for example, if you are caressing a rabbit or a small animal lovingly, so the kind of gestures that you will create with your hands just to express that. So this is how we do it with our hands. I'm not a trained dancer, but I am just trying to give you some examples of how we can enjoy these finer nuances of Bharat Muni's Natyashastra and try to train ourselves. It is not difficult to to at least enjoy it and understand it by doing. Then the description of rasas, that is chapter 9, where 9 primary emotions are discussed and their manifestation in drama is also discussed. I will take up the discussion of 9 rasas in another lecture in detail. Then the determinants of sentiments, like what decides our sentiment, how should we create drama around a particular character, so that we can create an influence of rasa or an experience of rasa for the audience and for the viewers. Then reservoir of sentiments, where do these sentiments lie? There are subdivisions of rasa. Each ras has a subdivision. And where do the reservoir, like where to draw the energy from in order to emote these ras? Then qualities of actors. This discusses the essential qualities and skills required for actors. So it is a very important chapter, because all the time when somebody is training to be an actor, we require a lot of do's and don'ts. We require all the time, should we do that? Should we not do this? So this is something that we can always find in Natyashastra as a guide. Then the next aspect is discussed in chapter number 13, which talks about the division of plays. That is, categories of plays, types of plays, and these are 10 based on themes, structures, and character types. So this is how different kinds of plays are discussed. I will take up this particular discussion also in my separate lecture. Then the creation of characters, that is exploring the process of character development in drama. How a character develops. You see that a character is not something which can be typecast or which can be completely constructed right in the beginning of a text. For a playwright, it is important to understand that gradually the shape of a character has to be etched out in the course of the play. And if that is not kept in mind, then the characters generally fall flat. And after when this is done by the playwright, then the role of actor is also to portray that evolution, to portray that change in a very nuanced way, in a very delicate way. So next chapter discusses mimesis. Chapter number 15 has mimesis, and this is discussed in Aristotle's book also, that is the book of Poetics. This chapter discusses imitation in drama. And you can always compare what Bharat Muni talks about mimesis and what Aristotle talks about mimesis. Chapter number 16 is emotional and other effects. So this is an exploration of the emotional responses and effects on the audience. So there is audience discussion is also not left out in Bharat Muni's Natyashastra. Here you can bring in the discussion of catharsis and try to compare it with catharsis, how Bharat Muni has talked about the responses of the audience. Then sensitive abhinay, sattvic abhinay, which means he is set to describe the techniques of emotional expression through involuntary bodily reactions. So involuntary body reactions means the reactions that we are not aiming to achieve, but the reactions that take place through our body, and how we can make our body speak in a sattvic manner. The next chapter is the essence of drama. So this chapter summarizes key principles and techniques of drama. Like, what are all the key principles of drama? What are all the techniques of drama? So in this video lecture, I have discussed with you half of the chapters and the basic knowledge about Bharat Muni and his text Natyashastra. its historical information, and what must have been the time like when this text was written. This will prepare you for a premise to understand that what other chapters are all about, and then we will discuss in detail the rasa theory and the types of plays in separate lectures. So this is for now. Thank you so much, and see you in a different lecture.